Marketing tools for chapters. So why is marketing important? Just to kind of start off with some background as to about marketing. This is so important because it helps your community know who you are, what you do, how they can get involved. We build our brand presence through marketing, and without it, it's going to be hard to find volunteers, to find donors, and to let beneficiaries find you. Sharing impact with your community to build momentum is so important these days. And also to give your community opportunities to get involved. Just kind of marketing theory, how it's evolved over the years. 100 years ago, marketing was one-sided, and a company or organization said, we have this product or service, this is our message, and we gave that to the masses. It has evolved slowly into, well, that's not going to work. We need to pick a target audience and tailor our message for the specific person, the specific segment. And that's still used today. And even more so is what we call conversational marketing, which is where we build a relationship with our community. And this is where social media is such a huge factor in this, and where we can create a connection with our constituents, with our community, build trust, and to grow our organizations and our brands. Ambooks is unique because the brand is so strong, and it's unique in that each chapter has its own flavor of fulfilling the mission, but it's important that we adhere to what we call the continuity of experience. Similar to the idea that you go to McDonald's in California, you can expect a similar experience in Missouri or New York. The same with Ambucks. Even though we each are a bit different, our chapters, we want when someone sees the Ambucks brand to immediately recognize that this group is inspiring mobility and independence through Amtrak's scholarships, grants, etc. On the website, there is a good page called Branding, which gives a good background guidelines as to what we recommend for chapters in terms of color, font, inclusive language, etc. And that's constantly evolving as well as society changes. So, and I just to note, I've linked all of the things that I talk about in the last slide. So I will make this available to you all, send it through email, and so you can share with your chapters as well. On the website, there's a section most of you might already know this, but it's a good refresher. On the website, we have a section called Marketing Downloads and Magazine under the members. On a side note, I'm currently redoing the website, a very similar format and resources, but in an updated for the 21st century that's able to share easily, looks good on a phone, and kind of progressing our visibility with our website. But on the website currently, we have the Marketing Downloads and Magazine section, which has a large variety of resources that we can use for our unique purposes. For example, the customizable chapter templates, which include press releases, letterheads, flyers, business card, and banner templates. So if you check that out, you can download a Word document that has places where you can edit or edit the text and logos for your specific chapter. What I'm a big proponent of, here's an example of what this looks like currently. I'm a big proponent of Canva. If you're not on Canva, I highly recommend you use Canva. It is free for it's free as it is, but with a nonprofit with your EIN number, you can sign up for the Supreme version, if you will, which has a broad library of images and videos and graphics already on it, where you can upload your own images to this, create graphics for Instagram, Facebook, business cards, posters, what have you. This is graphic design made easy for chapters. And what the cool thing about this is that I can create templates that chapters can use. Currently, this is our brochure that you can order from us, or download yourself and print. But this is just an example, but I created a template where you can use and upload your own photos for each of these little sections. Each of these sections that has the sky and grass background, just drag and drop to your images in there and print for your own use. And I really want to do more of these. I've created one for business cards, but the sky's the limit on what resources we can create together with Canva. Flickr is our image database for National MBUX. You can see here there's albums from National Conference on here, and these are available for you to download at your pleasure. There are AMBUX logos and Amtrike logos in here as well. And this is really intended to be the library, image library, as well as a video library for the next generation of AMBUX. A great resource if you are looking for photos, if you don't have photos yet. Flickr is logos and photos. I recommend to take advantage of the national MBUX marketing channels. Each quarter, we publish a magazine, which is a wonderful resource to promote your chapter at the national level. I'm always looking for stories to share. In my time, I have helped publish 2 so far, and every chapter that has sent me a story I have included. I haven't had to make any cuts yet. So if you have a story that you want to share, please do. It's likely that it'll be included in the winter edition. The deadline, which is November 10th. So please send me your stories. If kind of the second venue is the MBUX blog, where we host stories of impact as well. And additionally, social media. I'm always reposting and sharing in inspirational stories that chapters are sharing themselves, and that's an easy way for the national channel to lift up all of the chapters. So please continue to share your stories on social media. There's another section of the website called Chapter Marketing, which is found in the Chapter Toolkit which is found in the website, also on the hub. In this Chapter Marketing, it gives some examples of different channels that you can beef up your marketing. While we don't recommend, hold on. Sorry for the background noise. We don't require chapters to have a website, but we do highly recommend you're on social media. If you do choose to have a website, this just goes to enhance your branding, helps provide more formal information and more length, a place where you can store information and provide resources to your community. It's more formal than social media, and this goes to help build that relationship stronger with your community that we talked about earlier. Let me keep moving. So social media is probably the most accessible tool that we have today for chapters to get their word out to their donors, their volunteers, their communities. And I just want to shout out Ben Casa for his national conference presentation on social media. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you check it out. But I'll just give you the cliff notes. It's really, he talks about defining your objectives first, knowing who your audience is, whether it's the therapist or you're looking for people to give out Amtrak's or ramp beneficiaries. Then creating your strategy by sharing information, showing the impact, showing what impact you've done, and then and providing your audience ways to give through different means of fundraising, whether it's Facebook fundraising, PayPal, checks, what have you, giving your audience the opportunities to give. Social media is great because it builds trust. It creates that conversation with your audience. It's a way to share information and to collaborate with other chapters and organizations. Just in the past couple of weeks, I've seen several cross-chapter activities, which is really cool because that just it just doubles the reach of a specific post of a project that will just grow from there. Not only can you collaborate with other chapters, but you can get ideas, and we're all part of the same family. So there's no wrong in collaboration within Ambox. Media relations. Don't be afraid to contact and build a relationship with your local newspaper. Here's an example of Donna. She wrote an article about her becoming the president of National Ambox, and it was featured on the front page of the paper. And that just is wonderful visibility for Ambox in her community. And it's just the old-fashioned print is still a tried and true way of getting the word out about your chapter. TechSoup is a great resource to purchase resources at a discounted rate. If you need technology, if you need a website, if you need Microsoft subscriptions, you can buy them through your EIN number on TechSoup. I think I probably need to do like a walkthrough video of how to do that to make it a little easier, but it's pretty straightforward just to join and then to buy these services at a discounted rate. It can be a little confusing, so I think I will make that video, but that's a good example of a resource that needs to be made. But TechSoup is a wonderful website to grow the technical infrastructure of your chapter. Fundraising tools. It's hard to grow without fundraising. Two fundraising tools I recommend are Facebook. It's very easy to apply and get approved for that. That allows most Ambox chapters are already on Facebook, and so just removing that next click to another website will help improve those conversion rates with your donors if they trust Facebook to donate. That's why it's kind of good to have multiple channels. If people don't trust Facebook to put in their credit card information, you could use Zeffy, for example. But on Facebook, people can create a kind of GoFundMe page, if you will, to promote your chapter or to raise money for your chapter. You can simply put a donate button on a specific post, which is really helpful. And they don't take any processing fees. So 100% of your donation goes towards the nonprofit. Goes towards the nonprofit. Zeffy is a newer tool that we have just come across. We are probably going to adopt it ourselves at the national Ambox level. They also don't take any credit card processing fees, and it's a very slick donation design. And in addition to donations, they also do memberships, ticketing, peer-to-peer, raffles and lotteries. So there's really a lot of bells and whistles that this Zephy has. It's free to use, and there's no credit card fees. The way they make money is that when you donate, it's a pre-filled percentage that says donate to Zephy to keep us going. But you can select 0 as your, if you would like to not support Zephy. But those are 2 really good options for fundraising. Kind of newer options. And just to getting into a conclusion, the best ideas come from members. I'm just one person. I can't think of everything, and I just wanted to shout out that there's some great ideas that the members give me that I can help create. For example, the Amtrak donation graphic that DCV thought of. Really cool idea. Al had the idea of doing a chapter meeting invitation letter that can be customized for each different chapters, kind of telling the story of AMBooks and inviting somebody to a specific chapter meeting. Melissa Lay told us about QR codes and really pushed. I don't know if you saw in the last magazine, but QR codes are a new way to remove those barriers to engagement in this new age of phones and also videos. Donna has talked about redoing some of those AMBUCS orientation videos that we did 10 years ago, and that's something that we're looking to do, and create more videos, short form videos, things that we can share with the chapters that they can spread to their communities. Well, these are all the resources that I linked these are the linked resources that I've talked about in the chat. As I said, I'll make this available to everyone, and also this is my contact information, as Jessica said so kindly at the start. I'm easily you can easily get in touch with me about anything. I would love to collaborate and to create content and ideas together. So I see Jay has his hand up. Jay, I think it's time for questions.
That was a great presentation. There's only 2 things that I'd like to add. Number one, for both Facebook or whatever other social media site you use, or a website for the chapters, you have to constantly update the information that are on those pages. So the more things you post on a regular basis, the better off, because it generates a lot more interest in what you're doing, rather than somebody coming back and saying, well, they haven't posted for 6 to 8 months, so we'll look for something else. The other thing is, from a fundraising standpoint, twice a year, for my birthday and also for National Giving Day, or whatever they're calling it now, I've posted something on my personal Facebook page, and generally I raise somewhere between $500 and $600 every time, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you get 10 people doing the same thing, we're talking over $10,000 that you could be applying to, buying trikes.
Exactly. That social fundraising is very powerful. If everybody gives just a little bit, it multiplies quite a lot. Matt?
Well, I would just add, talking about the TechSoup partnership, that's a good opportunity there, because it includes signing up with them can include subscriptions, discounted subscriptions through Zoom, Adobe products like Acrobat or the Creative Cloud, QuickBooks, and also websites built through Wix.
Yeah, I'm gonna ad lib on the Canva. I got the pro version of the Canva with my EIN, my chapter's EIN number, and there's so many templates out there. You can drop information in, And if you guys see a lot of the Charity Angels or my personal post about events and stuff, I make those flyers through Canva. You can even do PowerPoint presentations. Obviously, it's not called PowerPoint, but presentations through Canva. You can do so much with Canva. It's a great thing. And you, like you said, you can get the basic one, which does a lot for easily for free, for nothing. But as AMVUX, as a nonprofit, you can get the pro version.
So I think another marketing tool that many of you are using are the newsletters platforms. And so we use one at the national office that we were able to get for free because it's free for North Carolina nonprofit. But I'm curious what everyone is using for your newsletters.
I think
know
I know.
that,
Sorry, Charity
Corn Belt-
Angels is using Canva.
There you go. We use Canva.
Corn Belt uses a certain individual that does it every month. And I'm sure he's using Microsoft products.
And what's great about Canva is it's an app too.
Yep. Take it with you
Put
wherever
on
you
the
go.
line. Yep.
I know, I know years ago, and I don't know if they still do, but I know Melissa with Owasso, and even I was, when I was district governor, we were using PowerPoint even for a newsletter. Melissa set me up with a template, and that's what I used. But
Yeah, I usually use my publisher myself, but that's because I've got all that software for being in the business for a long time.
yeah.
I want to send a
But if
shout
you
out.
can,
I want to send a shout out to Gordon Shaw because he always shares everything we do.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Well, and that's what that I'm going to add on to what Adam was kind of alluding to is a lot of the regional directors and us national officers, when we see the chapter stuff, we share it just like Adam says, that's that many more people seeing it.
Right.
And, you know, I have almost 2,000 friends on Facebook. They're not all going to see that, but the more you share, the more chance that one of those people is going to see that. Because like me, I may not see your post because if all 2,000 people posted on the same day, there's no way I can see everything. But if you share constantly and have your members keep sharing, the chances are better percentage chances that somebody's going to see what your chapter's doing.
Agreed.
I share a lot of stuff. One of the things by sharing it, you're getting that chapter's word out. And also, there's a lot of great ideas that other chapters are doing it. And by sharing it, you know, I think sharing is caring. And if we can allow other chapters to see what other organizations are doing, I think it's a good thing.
Agreed.
yeah, you need to generate a good relationship with local media,
Yeah.
newspaper, radio, and TV, because you know if you get those guys interested, they're going to follow you around wherever you go.
Yeah. Radios too. Don't forget about radios. People still listen to radio, at least going to work. You know, I have a good relationship with several radio stations and I go talk to them, and sometimes they show up to our giveaways, and you know, that's good another way to, I mean, you tell your story as many times as you can.
Yeah, people follow me
Question?
around all the time, but it's not always because they're in the media.
Looking for a criminal. I have a question. At nationals there was a social media breakout room. And was anybody else in that room?
So-
I might have been. I can't remember.
He was
are you-
talking about, remember he made the video of the superheroes making an Amtrak? What was that program's name? I cannot find that. I know I wrote it down, but I cannot find it.
Oh,
I
He was-
downloaded
that
it.
was Ben Casa from the Lexington, Kentucky chapter doing stop motion animation on Instagram.
stop motion.
And it is-
Basically, yeah, just basically like your old claymation types of things. You know,
Yes.
you just
Yeah.
take a picture of, and just move them around a little bit. He did
It
them
was
with
so
and without the
awesome.
superheroes, which was good, showing how to put
Yes.
together a trike in like 12 quick steps, that kind of thing. And then spiced it up, made it look fancy with like
It
the
was so
superheroes looking
great.
like they were doing it and things like that. So those are the types of ideas that can go a long ways.
Yeah,
It
that was
wonderful.
it was not a free program. I checked into it, but I don't know, Matt, is there, or Adam, is there a free one out there that would do that?
What was it? What was his name? Ben Casa?
Ben Casa, yes, if you want to look for it on the hub, the video for it is under the tech presentation that myself, Larry, and Ben did together. So you'll have to
Okay.
put up with me and Larry talking about the hub a little bit because Ben was the star of the show, but he did a good job there. Yeah. So you check out what he did there. He did a good job of talking about various aspects of visibility, and him being an engineer, he's come up with some great ideas with, like I said, the stop motion animation was
Yeah.
very impressed a lot of folks.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
It was great.
Hey, Adam, is there a limitation on the articles for the magazine as far as word wise?
No more than 90,000 words.
Yeah. Gordon, not necessarily.
And that's directed
but
at you,
if-
Gordon.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
suppose
Appreciate
if it's too long, we can kind of go back and forth and edit together. But I would probably keep it. I don't want to go over to a
5
2-page
words.
spread. Yeah, 5 words, but I don't know about a word count. I'll get back to you about the actual. Given the size that we use, I'll let you know what the word count should be. Or the
Yeah,
max word count.
yeah, I think probably word count was a bad term. As far as half a page, a full page, do you want it limited to like a full page and not run into 2 or 3 pages on an article?
Yeah, I think at the max, we want to keep it to 2 pages.
I think you get it too long, people won't read it.
Agreed.
Even,
Is it attention
even 2
span?
pages
Just-
probably is too long. You're gonna lose their attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cut it in half, Gordon, and say to be continued, because people will always come back to see what the continued part.
I want to say like 3.
It's
That's a
probably
good
going
way
to
to
You can have
depend.
like a running thing.
I skipped over it because it's too long.
Probably going to depend on the content of the story too.
And how many pictures? You can have a lot of great
Yeah.
pictures, and then you probably do need 2 pages to drag it all out.
Well,
Hey.
Gordon, I hope you'll stay unmuted because I wanted to put Great Plains on the spot for having some a hard marketing project that also turned digital. I was hoping that one of you would be willing to talk about the billboard project and what you did on social media with that.
For our chapter,
Mm-hmm.
I think the best person to explain that is Jenny,
Where is she?
sitting in the
She's
living
muted.
room.
Right now, she's right underneath Gene Sargent.
There she goes. She unmuted.
There she is.
I don't know what to say. We had that big, when I turned 60 birthday party, and we had a jug out. We collected money because I didn't want any gifts. And we raised enough money to pay for the billboard. So it cost me like $375. And it was supposed to run from June 1st to July 1st, but she didn't get it turned on until like June 8th. So I had it all the way to the end of August as well. So, and it was just a very simple advertisement. Come ride with us, some Amtrikes, and then the website. That's all it was.
Yeah,
It did it. It ran for about a month and a half.
Yeah, but then it
Awesome.
kind of turned into a social media thing because you all kept going and
Oh,
taking
yeah.
your pictures in front of the
That's-
billboard and
That's Kathleen Martin's fault because
What?
she
Lisa
challenged
Nancy went
each
inside.
club member
Yeah.
to go and
Texas
take a
stirring up
picture
some
and
shit.
put it on Facebook.
All right.
Just so you know.
That's how that came about.
yeah. I think in this case, location mattered because it was at one of the most popular restaurants in Lawton. So,
Office across
a
the
a
park.
great portion of the Lawton community
Yeah,
drove by
digital.
that sign at least a couple of times a week.
That's a
Awesome.
really good price too for a billboard. We looked
Yeah.
into a billboard years
Yeah.
ago, a couple of years ago, during visibility month, and it was going to be thousands of dollars just for 1 month. So that's a really good
yeah.
price.
Yeah, it was
that's-
$2,000 here in Lubbock for a billboard. So we're looking at other options.
Electronic.
It wasn't cheap here either. And if you add both cities together, we still only have less than 200,000 people here.
Yeah, well, we did in Ponca though, and some of you may already have it. A lot of cities, have those permanent signs out that have like Lions meet here. They'll have all the little plaques, Lions, Rotary.
Yep.
If there's not Ambucks on there, get that on there because that's a billboard. So you can count that. But it's also great visibility. People drive by that coming in and out of your town. And you can do the same thing. Go have your members take pictures by it, point to your Ambuck sign, and share that on social media. In our town, David and I contacted our city, I think it was our traffic guy, engineer, and just said, hey, Mike, what can it take? Well, he was so on board with it that the old framework for them were really cruddy. They tore all the old ones down, made brand new ones, painted, put all their old signs back up, and then they made new signs for Ambucks. We gave them the artwork for free. So our signs kind of really shine out there because they're new and the other ones are old, but that's what we did.
Having an annual event on the Visitors and Conventions Bureau is also something that works out for a number of different chapters. Especially if it's something that occurs about the same time every year, because every single hotel and motel in the area is going to have their pamphlets on there because people are always asking, what is there to do in town? So they pass those things out.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't cost a damn thing except for the printing costs.
We're actually members of our Chamber of Commerce, and when we do an event, we'll send them the flyer, and since we're members and we're nonprofit, they let us put that in there. They do a digital newsletter now. It goes out every Friday and every Monday. So they'll share our flyer for several months about any event for free. And our membership, I think it's gone up to $135 or something a year. It's worth that just for that publicity.
I love that. We do, we have several members that go to the chamber events and the ribbon cuttings, and we hand out our business cards and they put it in a business card holder with all the people from the chamber and give it out. The chamber's been great as far as getting visibility out.
That's good. Yeah, I go to their business after hours and wear my Ambuck shirt and my Ambuck name tag. Yep.
Yeah.
So I know there's some people belong to, like, they'll go get on their community boards, or that every chamber's set up differently. Like they'll have a tourism board or a business board, and they'll get on that. And then every month when they meet, they get to go around the room and talk about their business or their organization. And I used to do that a lot.
Yeah,
Well, there's a lot of similarities between, go ahead, I'm sorry.
one of my sons is doing that in the Chicago area for Windy City. He is a member of the chamber personally for his business, but he's on a committee, and you mentioned that's exactly how they do it. They go around and they talk about things happening in their, nonprofit organizations. That's really great.
Yeah.
We just had Linda pop on.
Yeah.
We're still talking about, we're just sharing ideas.
We've been listening for a while.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I
You're
know
just-
Linda was probably going to say this, but our Ambuck group is actually a member of our BNI here in town. So we
Wow.
actually are a member of it. And we've gotten lots of members from it and sponsorships. And
Volunteers.
we attend every week.
We also have a member that is on the ribbon cutting team for the Longview Chamber of Commerce. And so every time a new business opens or anything, we get to go to that ribbon cutting, and she introduces herself as we go around the room as representing Longview 2 Ambucks.
Carmela,
There's a lot.
how
there's
does
a
the
lot of,
BNI help you?
How does it help you? Because every week when you're going there, you're a member of it. So you're talking about how you want new members, what projects you have coming up, whether it's a fundraiser or sponsorship, or asking them to join. And since it's all about referrals, that's an easy referral because they can refer themselves as a member or get somebody to come and join, or be a sponsor or participate in one of our activities, whether it's help with a ramp or a trike build or whatever it might be.
So it's been worth the money? I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
expensive here.
It is expensive, but I think it's been well worth the money because once if you get like $1,000 or $2,000 sponsor throughout the year, then that's paid
true.
for it. And then they'll continue to do so because they've done it the first time. So we've gotten them as our sponsorship for like our Truck for Trikes for the last 3 years every time.
Okay, that makes sense.
We've got people that are volunteering already, and Andy's volunteering to work both the Trek for Trikes and work the trailer some, the food trailer. And also we had a new member to join this last week from one of our Chevrolet dealerships. And in the past, they put together Amtraks for us and let us have events there. And just by being in that meeting, they've agreed to go ahead and start that up again. So.
Do you want to explain what that is? Would you say BNI?
As business networking, it's across the nation. Just
Okay.
see if your city has one. They're very rigid. So there's like, you have to attend once a week. But that's what makes it successful. I know Steve Butterfield knows what I'm talking about too, because we've talked about it, but as rigid as it is that you have to attend, that's where you get those referrals, because if you don't attend, then you're not going to be able to tell about AMBUCS or give out or receive the referrals.
Yeah, I've heard of it before, but not like Ponca doesn't have that. We have a lot of other small, like they have morning coffee for the businesses where they have networking opportunities, but it's not quite the same and it's free. But small communities don't always have that. But it is a good option. I just want to, before it seems like we're losing, we don't have a lot of questions though, but I do want to, and I think everybody on here is very regular postings on their social medias, but I go look for AMBUC chapters, and there's pages that are out there that haven't had anything on them since like 2018. And when I go, and it's a chapter that's still alive, they're just not posting. They may have lost the ability to, if people got off there. So I'm thinking about that. Make sure that you have multiple administrators to your pages, because if you lose your Facebook page or that person quits or drops out, you lose that Facebook. It's really hard to get that. So have multiple administrators on there, not just moderators or editors, administrators, and try to keep them up to date. And I know there's some that have 2 pages, so I'm guessing they lost their first page and got another one.
That happened to us. And just FYI, we had 2 requests this month for trikes that kids had outgrown through our
social
Facebook page. Yeah.
Yep.
I have a question about Facebook.
Okay.
As Donna alluded to, she has 2,000 or so friends. I have a lot of friends also. And sometimes I would just really like to look at the AMBUCS, and I'll go in and I'll do a search and, get that. But so many of them don't seem to show up on that search. And then, then I'll go to my, I called it Donna's AMBUCS Adventures. And then when I was running for national president-elect, I posted there, and then I would share to my personal page. There, it's lots and lots of the AMBUCS, even though people other than AMBUCS are friends of mine on that particular page. But is there a way I can really focus in on selecting, like I want to sit there and spend my half hour or whatever just with AMBUCS? I don't want to see all these other posts. Is there any way to filter any of that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and as a follow-up, I can't tell you how many times I see something that ends up showing up on my feed, and it's like already 3 or 4 days old. And I'm like, how can I, not asking right now, but I'm sure there's got to be ways, as Donna's asking, to promote things that you want to see.
Well, Facebook has an algorithm that they use, and it's based on how many times you post, how many times a day, how many times a week,
Right.
what you look at. Facebook basically shows you what it wants to show you. So it's not all that reliable. Facebook.
Yeah, but you can filter out a
can
select
filter.
group of people out of your friends.
You
to,
can
to
follow
make
and
part of a
unfollow.
group.
Mhm.
You can separate an entire group of people, whether it's 25% or 75% of all of your friends. You can isolate those so that anytime you want to send out a notification about a specific thing, you hit that group, and notifications or invitations, depending on what you're trying to do, go just to that group of people.
But whether they see
How
it
do
or
you
not
do that?
is the deal with how many times you've posted. The algorithm, so you can post to, like, I have a Texas only where I've set certain parameters for people in Texas only. But even though you post that, doesn't mean everybody on my group is going to see that, because it has to do with the algorithm that Facebook has. Facebook will only show you what it wants to show you. And it
Yep.
depends on how many times somebody's shared something, somebody's looked on it, somebody's clicked on it.
Yeah. But there's ways to force the issue through, and that's why you want to set up group notifications. So if you set up a group notification, it goes directly to those people, and you don't have to worry about if Facebook is filtering you.
Is Adam showing us how to do that?
So I just a quick,
You the
I'm
man.
doing this myself on the desktop. If you, it might be different on the phone, but if you go to the desktop view and type in Ambucks at the search bar, and then post, and then this is, I don't know why Facebook, it would say 2017, right? But then if you do
Yeah.
recent post, then it's going to give you 7 hours ago, about an hour ago, all keyed in for the word Ambucks. And this might be a good way to see recent Ambucks material on the desktop. I'll look into the phone. It might be a different mechanism, but there you go.
Well, sometimes it shows to share, or sometimes it shows to send. And when the ones are send, then there is an area that you can go ahead and it says that you send, and you select who you want to send it to. And then when you select who you want to send it to, you can make a different group that is just all of your Ambuck contacts. I don't have mine set up that way, but I've been looking at that quite a bit, and I just saw that again today, because our Tourist and Convention Bureau had a post of some new merchandise in, and I wanted to share it with everyone, but I was going to have to select who I wanted to send it to, because they only had the send button on there. But I could, when I hit on that send, then I could have selected who all I wanted to send it up, and I could select a whole new group I wanted to add in another send group. Sort of like Facebook, when you are Facebooking and you want to send it to 10 people, it's sort of the same way on the computer.
No, just look.
I just personally, I want to continue doing the Facebook posts and so on, and I share, but you know, I don't have 5 hours a day to sit just, you know, sharing posts. I was trying to make something more concise to keep my time, you know, more reasonable, because I really, really think it's important. Another question I have is, the Danville Ambucks have a member only page, which is fine. But I tell them all the time, I prefer to post to the general page, because I want the world to see, and I want them to know what's going on. You know, it's great to post to that personally, just the members page. If you, you know, have something specific you're trying to tell your members. But when you post everything there, other people are not seeing it.
That's right.
Well,
There
you can post them. You can set up 2 separate pages. One that's I have an issue with another nonprofit that I'm on the board of. We have one page that's just for members, because some of the members were concerned about, having their contact information available to other people. So we set it up, one specifically for registered members. And then we have another page that's a general page that has, some of the other stuff, including who our sponsors are and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Jay, the Danville, that's what the Danville chapter has done. It's just that I feel like, instead of, but the members tend to go there and post more, and then I can't even share it without just copying and pasting the whole, individually. It's just I'm one who likes.
Are you an admin on that page? Because if you're an admin on that page, well, you can set it up so that you can share.
Well, yeah.
We just have to do some education with them, Donna, because we have two also, and we have people post on the members, but they've been really good. Our member only is more like, hey, don't forget, girls, gotta bring a bottle of wine to the meeting tonight, or something like that. Things that you don't really want the public to see.
Exactly. So, well,
No bourbon.
Working with them.
Bourbon.
We're girls, we like wine. Well, I like rum, but
Cheers.
So we were talking about Facebook and being able to get your posts seen. Now, I don't know the answer to this. Is a Facebook story more likely to get seen, or is a Facebook post? I guess,
Well, stories go away.
right. But is there a benefit of the story over a post?
I think it's
I
individual.
don't.
I never look at stories, so
Don't either.
I think it's
Yeah, I don't really either.
Yeah.
and they're just temporary. They go away, and you can't go back and find them. So I definitely wouldn't want to share like events or anything in a story. That's for sure.
Well, I know the Bluegrass chapter does a lot with stories, and Ben, that we were all talking about in his Instagram clip video that he did with the superheroes. They'll do a lot at their bike builds, and they're usually, really nice to look at. I've not done a lot with stories myself. I was curious if there was some benefit to them.
Is there
Stories work if it's something like that, if you're at a build or a giveaway or something like that, and you're trying to bring more people out, then you do a story because, that's a short-term scenario. But, if you want something, put it on as a post rather than a story. It's not to say you can't do both.
Right.
But stories are a short-term thing, and that's the kind of attention you're going to grab with this.
Is anybody doing anything fabulous for branding?
I was going to ask that too. Where's the good ideas?
Maybe personally,
Some of the chapters have been sharing their contest on there. I've been seeing some fun ones. So you might just check that out. I can't think of maybe off the top of my head. I know Enid AM2 had set up teams, and they had made probably Canva posts of their team members and who their team is, and they were sharing those. I saw those this morning. That kind of puts people on the spot. You better recruit, because your team's not going to be happy.
Do we have a Ambucks fall branding hashtag that we can hype?
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
Good. We
Come
can
on,
call it Ambucks Fall Branding.
There you get. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
Hashtag.
All right.
There you go.
I mean, I think what Adam said was pretty key, though. He said Ambucks fall branding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see a lot of
We don't wanna-
hashtags.
we don't
that
want to run.
don't
We want to make sure the
include-
name's out there, and we don't run into some other technicalities.
I know Carmela has seen whenever I post or whenever she posts and I want to comment on it. I always include the Ambuck Shoulders Together emblem.
Me too.
Like you would do emoji or something like that. I just click over on that Ambuck emblem, Shoulders Together, and put it at the end of my comment. And then it's always to do that and have that on there. And then if you want to post it, when the post comes up, then people can see your emblem and that it's Ambucks. So
Okay.
working on getting one just for our chapter that has Longview 2 Ambucks on it. But right now, the only one I have is the Shoulders Together one that I've been using.
Kathleen posted, sent a chat about what about TikTok, and I was just writing down, we should talk about Instagram and TikTok. I think TikTok is the newer generation's Facebook. A lot of these younger, 20 to even 40 something don't have time to scroll through Facebook all the time, and they just don't do Facebook anymore. They do TikTok. I am not the pro with TikTok. My granddaughters made me put it on my phone because they wanted me to take silly videos of them jumping in the pool, and we made some silly posts, and that's the last I've done with it. But I know several of our members, Misty Jordan, our past president, does TikTok a lot.
Well, I'll be honest with you. TikTok or Amtrak popped up in TikTok for somebody in our office, like a parent posted their child riding an Amtrak, and it showed up in her For You section, and we were going nuts because it was an Amtrak. And I guess because TikTok is this new cutting edge thing, it made us feel like celebrities just because there was an Amtrak on TikTok.
And some of
Yeah, I'm
what
just
Ben did
concerned
with
about
like the stop
security.
motion animation shorts, those translate well into, even though those were, I think, were originally done in Instagram, they translate well to a TikTok video, and something like that has that grab factor.
There's two apps that I'm gonna recommend. One is Meitu. Probably not saying it right. MEITU, and CapCut. They both kind of make videos for TikTok. So they're kind of you can pick pictures or videos, and then it makes a video. And then you can put music to it. And
Oh, that's fun.
yeah.
That's cool. Adam, were you gonna say something about TikTok?
Yeah.
I was just giving a comment about short form video is the name of the game these days. Something that I'd like to do more at the national level. But if you have the bandwidth and the capacity to do it at your chapter level, I would absolutely recommend it. Because TikToks can also be posted on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. The
Yep.
same video dimension, so just one video that you can post on different platforms. So go for it.
Adam, do you need me to put my costume back on and send you a little?
That would be nice.
Full
That would be good.
Yes.
Missed opportunity there.
Yes.
The horse. Yeah, it's a bull.
But I have been told many times that Ambucks is the best kept secret.
Yep.
And it was true. It was true for me. So there's a lot of. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have to really grow the organization in these next 100 years. So it becomes a national staple, that everybody knows what Ambucks is, everyone knows what Amtrak is, and there's a lot of room to grow. So let's not make it the best kept secret anymore. That's what I'll say.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Another way to do that is wear the Ambuck name. Have t-shirts. Talk about Ambucks. And there's still chapters out there that are not using Ambucks in their chapter name, and that's really important. Like, it's long, but we're the Ponca City Charity Angel Ambucks, and I admitted at National, we had our Facebook page just Charity Angels. Well, nobody could tell that we were Ambucks unless you read what we were about. So we fixed that. We have Ambucks in our name, but we need to softly kind of make sure all these chapters get that Ambucks name into their name and not shorten themselves.
Cute. Y'all are so cute, Donna.
We're
So
crazy.
cute. I want a t-shirt.
I might be able to fix you up with one.
I think we should meet twice a year. I had so much fun. Y'all, thank you for doing such a great job, Jessica, and that was so much fun.
I mean, you were part of the fun. Thanks for running around
She's
in
fun.
in a horse costume.
I know.
So when you were like, do I need to dress up again? I was like, yes, absolutely. Do it now. Go find it.
We do meet twice a year, just not nationally. We have your regional conference, and a lot of us here on this Zoom will be at all the regional conferences, or a good majority of them. So
Lubbock will have, Lubbock is gonna have theirs.
And we're
Special
excited about
request.
Tulsa. Tulsa's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tulsa's what?
Fantastic.
Okay,
It's a fun city.
It's an easy drive.
It is. You'll have to visit the center of the universe when you're there. It's pretty phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yep. We might have to be in Tulsa time.
Donna
Donna
says
is the center of the universe.
she is the center of the
Well, it's been fun. Does anybody else have any other questions or ideas, tips? Have we gotten you guys all ready to go out and market your chapters?
Yeah.
I've got a suggestion. My son works for the city of Longview. He's a multimedia specialist for the city of Longview. And through him being in that position, I've learned a lot of other ways that you can post. And one is, I would suggest that each one of you go to your town and just in Facebook, first put the word of whatever your city is in there and see what all comes up, because we just had a new one. Haven't even talked to Carmela about it. It's called Unity Fuse. And all they do is post things for nonprofits. And they've got a huge following. And so every time you post something, it goes to a lot of people. Visit your city through the Tourist and Convention Bureau. They've got a lot of things where they'll share any events you're having and stuff like that. So I just think if you go on Facebook and just write the name of your city in first and see what all comes up, it might have some good sources for you.
That's a great tip. And I do that, especially when we have our fireworks stand. I type in Ponca City. There's like 6 Ponca City community pages. They all think they're the best, but I put our flyer on, on all of those. And we have a nonprofit page now that I joined, and they're really good about even tagging us in our community page, our chamber page. So yeah, take advantage of everybody else's page. And when you're posting on there, make sure that you tag your chapter, or at least put your chapter name in there so people can click on your chapter to go to it with the flyer or whatever you're posting.
That's where I use that shoulders together at the bottom of any comments that I make. And then when I post, it shows up on a post too.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
A lot of good sharing and ideas.
Yeah. Great ideas. I have a whole page of notes.
Awesome. Then I don't know how quick Adam gets these posted. They're not immediate, but once he gets this whole chat downloaded, uploaded into the hub, you can go back and look at this or share it with your members or somebody that wasn't able to get on here.
And
So when you send out a newsletter, do you send it out to all your guests as they come and speak, and
we need to
make sure they get the follow up with the newsletter? And
Hey, Adam, did you see that I wrote that we use Give Butter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know about that one?
I've heard about it. It's similar to Zephy in that it's free to use. Do they take some percentage of the? No.
No, they do. Like a tip.
Okay, same as Zephy. Yeah.
Yeah, and what we like about them is on our website, and if you go to the MontereyAmbucks.org, is that what we are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, MontereyAmbucks.org. It leaves a little donate thing, so when you scroll through, that little donate bubble scrolls with you.
Stays with you. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice touch.
But I've already sent to our treasurer to look at the.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't committed to Zephy, but Jessica pointed it out to me the other day, and it looks really promising with all the different tools, bells and whistles it has, not only just for donations.
Yeah, and we were able to do a auction, a silent auction through them.
Okay, well, I'll check it out. Might
Yeah,
be
check
good.
it out and just see and let us know what you think, because if we can do something better, we would absolutely switch.
Okay, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
I'd like to look into it too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tools out there for auctions, but they're kind of expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, I think it gives you a 12, we use it for 2 nonprofits that we're a part of. And it automatically goes to a 12% tip, but you can change that to nothing or to 7% or whatever you want to do.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
everybody,
appreciate
for
all of you
coming.
guys getting on and
Good job,
sharing your
Adam.
ideas too. And thank you, Adam, for doing this for us.
Of course, I'll send
Yes,
out the
thank you.
presentation to everybody.
Come
Okay,
see us, Donna.
thanks.
Adam.
Yep. Take
Lots
care,
of good
everyone.
ideas.
Yeah. Love it.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
y'all.
Bye.
Everyone.
Good night.
Take care.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.